Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, I'm Faticha Uhti Habibah from B class, and today I will present about unique method to teaching language. And now we go with the silent way. What is the silent way? So, the silent way method is an approach to teaching English developed by Caleb Gatigno in the 1960s. It's based on several principles that set its unique instructional framework. So, what the principles are? The first principle is active learning, involvement and responsibility for learning. Second is learners discover and self-correct language patterns. And the last is teacher act as a facilitator rather than a lecturer. So, the silent way is based on several key principles. One is belief that learner should be actively in the learning process, taking responsibility for their own progress. And another is the learners should learn to self-correct and discover the language pattern on their own with the teacher as a facilitator. So remember guys, teacher is facilitator, not the lecturer. I will give explanation more specific what the teacher role in the silent way. The teacher stood minimizing teacher talk and promoting learner autonomy, providing minimal intervention and guidance, and creating a supportive and engaging learning environment. So, uh, how to teach a language in the silent way? The first way is use of physical manipulative. So, one, we have a color rods or other subject represent language element and visualizing and understanding relationship between language components. Yeah. So to support the silent way, physical manipulatives such as color rods, questionnaires, rods, and other subject. This manipulative represent language elements such as sound, words, and grammatical structures. So they aid in visualizing and understanding the relationship between language component. So the second way is learner autonomy. What is learner autonomy? Learner autonomy is encouraging learner to take ownership of their learning and experimenting, expressing thought independently, and taking risks. So, learners are actively involved in their discovery and self correction in language patterns. They are encouraged to experiment with the language, express their thoughts independently, and take risks in using English. Okay, next, guys. We must use minimal use of the native language L1. So impressive learning environment in the target language English or Korean or Japan or Arabic. So developing fluency and reducing reliance on translation. In the silent way, the use of learners' native language L1 is kept to a minimum. The focus is on the target language as much as possible to create an immersive learning environment. This impression helps learner develop fluency and proficiency in English and avoid excessive reliance on translation. The next is pronunciation focus. Pronunciation has a significant place in the silent way. Learners are encouraged to develop accurate pronunciation and to pay attention to the sound and intonation patterns of English. Pronunciation practice is done through drills and repetition exercise with a focus on minimal pairs and distinguishing similar sound. And the next is learner center activities. So because the teacher is a facilitator, so the learner must be more and more and more and more active in this activity. So how to make the learner more active? To make learner active, we can provide language games, problem solving tasks, role plays, or we have a collaborative communication in meaning context. And the last is error connection. So, in the silent way, error connection is a delicate process. Teacher provide minimal intervention, allowing learner to self-correct whenever possible. They guide learners to providing cues and feedback without explicitly pointing our errors, encouraging learner to become more aware of their mistakes and find their own solution.
Hello
I
everybody,
will
my name
provide
is
you
Cristina Velasquez
a
and today I
video
will
of
present to
the
you
way method.
the silence method. And here, if you see my little board that I made, I had the vowels and today's I will teach my niece Giselle, who is learning English. I will teach her the vowels in English. So I will try to represent with colors each vowel. So the vowel A is represented with blue. The vowel E is represented with the color pink. The vowel I is represented with green. The vowel O is represented with red, and the vowel U is represented with purple. And then we want to try to put in an example with some words, and she gonna to practice her pronunciation. And now we're gonna start. Are you ready?
Yes. A E I O U.
Okay, so now we're gonna start with the words.
Cat. V. Igloo. Cow. Unicorn.
Okay, perfect. So right now we're gonna start learning without the vowels in letters, right? So right now I'm gonna ask her just with the colors if she remembers the sounds of the each vowel. Okay, so now we're gonna try to practice without the letters, without the vowels. So, are you ready?
Yes. A E I O U.
Perfect. That's the only thing that I need to show you. I hope you
Okay. Uh, yeah. And then the method can have benefits and challenges. So, what is benefit and challenges of the silent way method? Benefit of the silent way method first is fostering learning autonomy and active participation and developing problem solving skills and critical thinking. And the last is improving pronunciation, listening skill, and vocabulary acquisition. And the challenges of the the silent way method is teachers' deep understanding and ability to create a supportive environment and learner adaptation to unfamiliar approach. So the conclusion is the silent way method provides an alternative approach to teaching English that emphasizing learners' autonomy, active participation, and self-discovery by minimizing the teacher role and promoting independent problem solving. It empowers learners to take ownership of their language learning journey. I hope my presentation today will develop your knowledge about the method to teach in language. So see you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.